morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. Um, Definitely a coffee kind of morning. As promised, with my new format, I'm posting every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This being Thursday morning. I want to continue on with part 7 of my top 100 list. This is albums 40 to 31. This is where the nitty-gritty happens. It gets down to it. Thank you to all the vinyl community. You guys have been amazing. Thank you to Anthony at AGK for giving me this suggestion. Kind of opened my eyes to trying to post as many videos as possible, and he gave me wonderful suggestions, and I greatly appreciate that. So I've decided to cut it back a bit. Not that I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I really truly do, but after working 40 hours a week plus, and then trying to come home and do all these videos, it just I was getting overwhelmed, I guess. And so I've decided to cut it back a bit, give myself a bit of a break in between, give me better time to prepare, and hence there we go. So at number 40, Heartbeat City, The Cars. A wonderful, wonderful album. My dogs, I think they own the street. There's something happening outside here. It's the 5th studio album released in 1984. They brought in Robert Mutt Lange to produce this. Big hits off of it, of course, Drive and You Might Think. It took a little longer to make this album. They wanted to get it just right, so they never really recorded together. They would go in and do their own parts just to get them perfectly. And because of that, Heartbeat City is a rock pop gem. It really is. Rick Ocasek's writing is at its peak. Benjamin Moore, his vocals, and Rick Ocasek's vocals are top notch on this one. It's a wonderful album from start to finish. It truly is. It's a great, great album. So that's coming in at number 40. At number 39, great debut album, Chicago Transit Authority. A double album. Not too many bands put out double albums as their debut album. Actually, their next 3 or 4 albums were also double albums. They had dropped their name after this one to just simply Chicago because of Chicago Transit Authority didn't appreciate them using their name. But 7 guys putting out this amazing music. It's just wonderful. I love their first 8 to 10 albums with Terry Kath, one of the best guitarists in my opinion. Jimi Hendrix thought he was better than he was. After Terry Kath's accident, I stopped listening to Chicago. That's when they turned pop and sappy, and yeah, David Foster got mixed, and he just ruined Chicago in my opinion. And he even admits it after watching a couple of the documentaries that maybe he was a little too involved with the band. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this particular album here. So this one was released in 1968. Big hits. Question 67, 68. Amazing song. I'm a Man. Awesome cover by the Spencer Davis Group. You got Beginnings. You got Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is? Just hit after hit after hit. Amazing debut album from start to finish. Robert Lamb's writing, Terry Kath playing, Peter Cetera, an amazing vocalist. I can't take that away from him. Then you got the horn section, and Danny Serafin and drums. At the time, just blows you away, his drumming style. Awesome album. So at number 38, Led Zeppelin II. Speaking of remarkable albums, released in 1969. First album by the band to reach number 1. Certified 12 times platinum and growing. One of the greatest influential albums of all time. heavy rock, blues, acoustic. It's got it all. Blues-based album with the Lemon Song and Whole Lot of Love and Bring It On Home. Then you got some wonderful acoustic gems like Thank You and Ramble On. Uh, Jimmy Page, of course, top of his game. Just amazing album from start to finish. That's Led Zeppelin II. At number 37, kind of a comeback album for the band. In the Mark II version, there's different Mark IIs. There's different Mark versions of the band. This is the Mark II version. This is Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers. The band had kind of, after Who Do We Think We Are, the band kind of went off and did their own thing. Ritchie Blackmore and Roger Glover were in Rainbow. Ian Gillan was in Black Sabbath. John Lord was in Whitesnake. Ian Pace was in Gary Moore's backup band. And they were off doing their own thing. This is their comeback album, as I said, because it was their first album released in 9 years. So 9 years had passed since Who Do We Think We Are before they came back out with this one. So this one was released in 1984. Super commercially successful album, other than Machine Head. Perfect Strangers, Knocking at Your Back Door, the big singles off of this one. In the Mark II version of the band. Mark II meaning different lead singers, different bass players, different guitarists as well. Because after this one, after they came back, because Ritchie Blackmore and Ian Gillan never got along, ever. And after after the success of this album, they started in again, and Ritchie Blackmore said enough. So Deep Purple brought in Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs, and the rest is history. He's been with them for I don't know how long now, 30 years, 20 some years. I just picked up one of their newer albums, and it's super awesome. It's really, really good. So as I said, it's the first release since Who Do We Think We Are. It's the only album to be certified platinum. Then, other than one of my favorites, Machine Head by the band. And yeah, it's a cool album from start to finish. They did a really, really good job on that one. So at number 36, you know I have to bring in some Canadian content in here. This is Saga, Worlds Apart. I compare these guys to Asia in a way. Great Canadian prog band, released in 1981. Big head off it is On the Loose. Worlds Apart is the band at their peak. It really is. It's a super fine album. Great example of 80s prog rock. Wind 'Em Up is another great one. No Regrets. Another two fine songs off of this one. That's at number 36. At number 35, this is no slouch of a debut album. Man, it's good. It's so good. It's this is Joe Jackson, Look Sharp. Love the cover as well. Released in 1979. Is She Really Going Out With Him? Sunday Papers, two great songs off of this one. You also have Look Sharp, the title track. One More Time, Fools in Love. Just blistering pop rock songs from start to finish. Every song's catchy. Still holds up today. I compare him to Elvis Costello in a lot of ways, but Joe Jackson just seems be a little more sophisticated in some of his style of music. I've got a couple of his albums, and he's an amazing artist. But this one, for a debut album, in your face, blistering pop songs and rock songs, just a cool album. Cool album. Speaking of cool albums, this is Atomic Rooster, In Hearing Of. I have a great box set by Atomic Rooster, and I got turned on to these guys through Pete Pardo at Sea of Tranquility. If you don't know Pete's channel, check out Sea of Tranquility. Super knowledgeable guy. That's what he does for a living. He basically reviews albums. He's got well over 10,000 CDs in his collection. He knows everything. He turned me on to not only Atomic Rooster, but Budgie, um, all kinds of bands that I'd never even heard of. And he knows bands from inside and out, and great guy. So this one's a cool, funky album. It's their third studio album. It's very accessible compared to their previous albums, um, which are great as well. There's some boogie rock on it. Uh, Great keyboards, bass riffs, guitar playing, vocals, of course. It's an underrated album, underrated band. But check out Atomic Rooster. Great stuff. Great stuff. At number 33, The Division Bell, Pink Floyd. It's their second album without Roger Waters, so David Gilmour has done most of the writing along with Richard Wright, the great late Richard Wright. It's their 14th studio album released in 1994. You got Take It Back, Keep Talking, and High Hopes. Stephen Hawking was in Keep Talking, which was kind of cool as well. Album reached #1 in most countries and hit triple platinum as well. It was the last album to feature Richard Wright. He co-wrote 5 of the 11 songs on the album. An amazing artist on his own. What Do You Want From Me is another great track off of this one, and Poles Apart. They're kind of songs against Roger Waters, I feel. But despite the absence of Roger Waters' writing, it's still a great underrated album. It takes a couple of listens to get into it, but once you're into it, it's really good, really good. That's number 33. At number 32, just received this box set not too long ago. Another international Canadian icon. Fantastic album. This is Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Everyone knows This Is Nowhere. This is, from start to finish, just a wonderful, amazing album. It's the second studio album by the Canadian icon, international icon, released in 1969, peaked at number 34 on the Billboard's 200. Another platinum album for Neil Young. It's on the list of 1001 albums you need to listen to before you die. Down by the River, wonderful song. Cinnamon Girl, enough said. Cowgirl in the Sand, just three great tracks. It's also got some country flavor to it as well, in Round Round and The Losing End. But a brilliant album from start to finish, just brilliant. I'm so happy to have this box set, and I'll be featuring it coming up in the next, definitely in the next top 30 for sure. And coming in at number 31, I had to start including these guys. Maybe this one should have been higher, but there's so many to choose from. But this is Rubber Soul by whoever these guys are. Of course, the Beatles. It's their 6th studio album, released by this fantastic, great, amazing band. Released in 1965. Um, it was a change for the band. They started to um, become more serious. Uh, there's still some poppy tunes on this one, but it's a first to bring in brighter guitar tones and fuzzy bass, and of course sitar. Um, it ranked at number 5th on the Billboard's top 500 songs of all time, 6 times platinum. Um, just awesomeness from start to finish. It's a turning point, as I said earlier. They wanted to become their writing was deeper, was better. A couple of tracks um, from Harrison on this one as well. Think for Yourself and If I Needed Someone. He was starting to become a better uh, and more involved player in the band as far as writing and singing. They were hitting their peak in this one as far as their songwriting and their music. And of course, we got Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, You Won't See Me, Nowhere Man, Think for Yourself, The Word, Michelle, What Goes On, Girl, I'm Looking Through You, In My Life, Wait, If I Needed Someone, and Run for Your Life. There's a documentary on here called Run for Your Life, Rubber Soul mini documentary. And there's the boys there. Great little box, great little remastered CD versions of this one. All my Beatles except for the White Album and Abbey Road and Beatles for Sale are on remastered CD. But love it, love it, love it, love it. That's number 31. So stay tuned on Saturday for 30 to 21, getting down to the wire. And so again, going by that and my format, I'll be wrapping it up on Tuesday probably, showing my top album. Thanks very much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye now.